Hey guys, Wages World here. Gonna do a video for you. Hey, I was really hoping I wouldn't have to do this again, this soon at least, to explain about the Bowshock thing. But yeah, it's being said again that our Bowshock went down, and I can tell you right now it didn't. Okay, and let me explain. What is a Bowshock? A Bowshock is where a magnetic field hits solar wind. At least when we're talking about space. Okay. So, what would it take for the Bowshock to not be there? Well, one of those two things would have to go away, right? And I can tell you right now, the solar wind's not going to go away. So that means that the Earth's magnetic field would have to go away. Well, what would happen if Earth's magnetic field went away? Well, the solar wind would strip away our atmosphere and our oceans. Have we seen this before? Yep. That's why Mars looks like it does. Mars lost its magnetic field, and it stripped away, solar wind stripped away its atmosphere and oceans. That's exactly what happened to Mars. And that's what would happen to us if our magnetic field went down. So, just to logically put this out here to where people can, hopefully I kind of clarify at least how I understand it. If someone says that the Bowshock's down, they are saying that Earth's magnetic field went away. Okay? And in turn, they're also saying that we're going to be Mars, because that is exactly what would happen if our Bowshock went down, because our Bowshock wouldn't go down unless our magnetic field went away. Okay? So do you see how that line of logic brings you to the conclusion that, man, maybe that ain't what's going on? So I'm gonna show you some stuff here real quick. This is let's go here. That's 2019. This is basically what it looked like when I was hearing this. And that's what they were saying, that the Bowshock was down. So let me show you guys this one more time, okay? When you look at this, we're just going to talk about the colors of it. When you look at the colors and what they mean, it's density. Okay, that's all that these colors are showing you is density. How dense the particles are. So, just because this is a different color, all that means is that those particles right there are just a little bit more dense. That's all that is. This whole thing could look green, and that still wouldn't mean that our Bowshock was down. It just wouldn't, because all that's showing you is the density of the material. Those particles could be moving faster. That's still solar wind, and our magnetic field would still be there, but it could still look all one color, right? Now, if this thing was to look all one color, yes, something would be all jacked up. But I say that just to point out that our Bowshock did not go down. I just want you guys to understand that, because even if these colors were exactly the same, our Bowshock would still be there. All right. So I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna talk about this anymore. But I really wanted to address this because it was being said again. Okay. So as you're looking at this, that was the first two pictures there were 2019. This is 2018. Okay, and that's my other part of this. This happens all the time. Every time we get hit with solar wind, increased density or speed, this stuff happens. This is what it does to the magnetosphere and the Bowshock and stuff. And you could go back and look through every day, and I guarantee you probably at least 50% of the time you're going to see at least some of these in there. They'll look just like this. So when you see this, just know that our Bowshock did not go down. Okay? So I'm going to end that part of it here. I'll go on to the next thing. Hey guys. Wages World. This is going to be a really quick one, okay guys? I know I haven't made a few videos here as of late, but I've had some family come in and we're just trying to spend some time with the holidays and stuff with the family. But I do have a couple things I want to talk about and show you that I think is pretty interesting. Some things I've come across that I didn't even know happens. Didn't really know the definition of, those kinds of things. But what you're looking at here, guys, is something I reported on before, and it kind of falls into the Christmas season, I guess, if you want to say it like that. But what this is and I've seen this before, like I said, but it's a rare event to begin with. But what happens in the second part of this is extremely unexpected. So what you're seeing is reindeer. Okay, so I'm going to push play and let you guys watch this while I'm speaking. But again, what you're seeing here is reindeer being herded in. No matter what direction they point these reindeer at, they start turning counterclockwise. And they call these reindeer cyclones. It's really strange. It's important to note that this is in the northern hemisphere. Sometimes, because we've been talking about, the magnetic poles and stuff and how they just completely sped up as far as moving. So I do think that might have something to do with what's going on here. But what you're going to see is in Russia in 2018, they actually go the wrong direction. Okay, because as you can see in this one right here, they're all going counterclockwise. Now, Naughty Beaver here is about ready to show you that in 2018, Russia caught them going the wrong direction. I mean, it's completely odd. I mean, I just don't even know what to say. So yeah, here he goes. And again, he did a really good job with this because he actually puts a side by side here in a minute. But do you see that? I mean, I'm not even sure they herded those reindeer in because it didn't look like it had any fences or anything. So I don't know what's going on here. But as far as the magnetic part of it goes, that is how a lot of animals navigate. They can sense and they know where magnetic north is, and probably south at the same time. I don't know about that, but they're using magnetics to navigate. So I do think that might be why this happened. And again, I've done a video on this before. I just think it's extremely interesting. Plus, it is the Christmas season, so it kind of falls in. So those of you guys who have already seen this, I'm sorry, but I do think it's worth a second look. And those that haven't, I really hope you guys, get something from that, because this is just another part of the evidence that we talk about here in research here on my channel. This is most definitely, in my opinion, related to, the magnetic pole moving. Animals are being confused. So, but anyway, we'll go on to the next part of the video here.